everybody. Welcome to Plushing Nerd Tarot. I am going to do a quick unboxing video. And I say quick, but I have a whole stack here to share, including some extras. And if you didn't recognize anything that just flew past the camera, it is the Alleyway oracles from Publishing Goblin. I supported this on Kickstarter, and it includes, at the level I supported, includes 3 decks. The Alleyway Tarot, which is different from the Alleyman Tarot, which I have in this beautiful wooden box that is it's a group of cards from countless decks, large group of cards with expansions and everything else. To be honest, I don't know a whole lot about the decks here that came with this set. We have the Oracle of Play, and that is described on the back. These don't, yeah, maybe they do have descriptions. This is a 66 card oracle. Brings joy and play to divination, asking questions through the lens of a poetic questioning of life. So we'll see what that's all about. We also have the Oracle of Secrets. Very interesting. This one, another 66 card oracle, brings hard answers from the shadows. So another interesting one there. And then, of course, the Alleyway Tarot. So we'll see together what this is all about. I have their website pulled up so I can cheat along the way. But it was on Kickstarter from May 5th or May 16th of last year through June 15th. And then, of course, there were some extras that came with it. And I didn't open any of the decks. Obviously, they're still wrapped in plastic, but I did open the 1.5 bank deposit bag that came with some goodies. So one of those things is a really nice reading cloth. This has a sort of a velvety kind of feel to it. It's thick, and I don't know if the division of the 4 segments is related to something within one of the decks. I guess we'll find that out. It also came with some tokens with just some images embossed. These are heavy metal tokens. Came with a couple of came with a moth and another token, and then inside the bag, and I don't know that there's really a good way. See those white specks down there? Let's see if I can get them. Those are replica human teeth. I don't even know what to say on that. But an interesting little addition nonetheless. So, in fact, I might just go ahead and use this reading cloth as a little base for showing the cards. But with that, I think I'm going to start with the Oracle of Play, and this is going to be a quick flip through. I don't think I'm going to go into any sort of detail here, only because I don't really know much about the decks, to be honest. But I really like the concept of the Alleyway and all of the stuff that the Publishing Goblin does, including the Alleyway or the Alleyman podcast. I think that is a really cool production. But it's a really fun system, fun concept. So that's why I decided to support them. So let me switch down to the desk view here and zoom in a little bit so we can see what we have in store. So this is the Oracle of Play. Let's just go get into it and find out. That's interesting little depiction of Legos there. Um, let's see what we have. I'm really intrigued by this, just based on the goodies that came with it. This has to be a very interesting kind of thing. Packaging is, oh, there is a book. That's good. Um, Packaging is just a basic cardboard box. Not much of interest there, but and I guess that's an interesting thing too. It doesn't come with its own box for the deck itself. I guess I wouldn't. This is not something I would store on my shelf. So perhaps I'll make a bag for it or something. Here are the backs. A little bit of a play on. Um, oh, what's that show? There's a popular show, streaming show that I think they're trying to capture there, but not sure exactly what. I can't remember the name of it. Hmm. Ghouls, Catabouts, Oracle of Play. So interesting. We will get into that at some point too. But for now, I toss that aside and let's see if we can get these cards open. So again, a 66 card deck. Let me pull up a bit of the description here on their website. So, well, they have on the website, they do have, it's just a picture of all the cards that are included. So you can go to publishinggoblin.com and view all of the different cards there. And there's a list of contributing artists. And let's see here. Let's take a quick look. So, zoom in a little bit more. I'm just going to do, again, I'll do a quick flip through here. We can, of course, dive in more at some point, should we so choose. But for now, it's a little hard to read because it's foil stamped. So you can see their Wander Home. This has a very similar feel to the Alleyman Tarot, with this mix of artists, and styles and everything within. So we have a strength card here. So, and Bigfoot the Hermit, Jackalope. It's kind of all over the place, which is sort of what I expected, I guess. Not terribly surprising there. A Fool card. B. Yeah, so this appears to be an oracle in the sense that it doesn't follow a tarot system strictly, but it certainly includes elements of tarot. So interesting point there. I don't know how the rest of you feel, but sometimes something with this level of variation in art style can be a little off-putting. Well, maybe that's not the right term. Maybe it's just that it's a little more challenging because it can be difficult to wrap your head around it. If it doesn't follow a standard system, then the initial approach can be kind of tough because we're humans. We tend toward bias because we sort of classify things in our head, based on familiar systems, and we're good at recognizing patterns. That's kind of the nature of the human psyche. So when a pattern doesn't exist, it can be very difficult to process information. And that could definitely be a thing here. um, because this is definitely not following a strict system of any sort, except, in fairness, I haven't even opened this plastic wrapped book, and the book might lend some clarity. So I should withhold judgment until I go full on in that exploration and see what it's all about. But at least here we'll get to see a quick scan of all the cards. I'm going to do that with the other two decks as well. Well, that's interesting. Cartoon tiger playing some sort of ball game. Practice knitting. Whew. Knitting's something that is interesting to me. I think it's something I could enjoy. I do like crafts. Some of you may have seen, and I make my own tarot pouches. I enjoy doing that sort of thing, but knitting feels like a very very tall order. Feels like a difficult thing to master. I have people in my family that are very good at it. Here's a tower takeover. Look at that. Wow. That's like little images from all over the tarot and then just random people like falling out. That's quite a tower right there. For all you D&D fans. Extreme meat punks forever. If I had $1 for every time I said that. Oh goodness. Some things I might just skip over. Kids on Bikes. Oh, what is the name of that show? Begins with an S, I think. Ah, goodness. I can't. Stranger Things. Stranger Things. I think that's what they're going for with that, and wherever that other image was. Was it on the back? No, it wasn't on the back of the book. There was another image somewhere that gave me Stranger Things vibes. But anyway, that is the Oracle of Play. Now maybe I'll pop into the book here real quick just to see. By the way, apologies for people who like super clean edited videos. I am not planning to edit this at all because, as you may know if you are on my channel at any time, really in the last year or so, if and when I pop on, and I would like to do more, it tends to be alive. And one of the main reasons for that, besides the fact that I like to interact with the folks in the community as I'm doing videos. The other thing is I really I can't be bothered with lots of editing. It's just a personal choice of mine that I enjoy other people's pre-recorded content that is edited. It's a skill set that, it takes a long time to master that, and it takes a lot of time, and it's just time I don't really, well, I can't say I don't have it necessarily, or I haven't had much of it, but it's not how I want to spend my time. So you do get card images and full page for everything in here. So that's great. So there's a lot of info, and I will dive into that at some point and explore it a little bit more. But for now, we're going to move on to the Oracle of Secrets. And this one has a nice iridescent treatment on the box. It is this box feels a lot more substantial. I don't know if there's a hierarchy here in the creator's mind for what they chose to do in terms of prioritizing different decks over others, whether it's all about the Alleyway Tarot and these were just sort of afterthoughts, or if the whole system was all conceived and created as one, which I get that sense that perhaps it's more about um, the entire system. It's a I love the style. It's like a miniature old magazine. That's the book, and then we have our deck. And again, it's the same kind. It's just a plastic insert inside the box. But again, this box is a lot more substantial. This one feels more like uh, a permanent storage solution than the other one. Um, so let's take a look. See if I can get these cards open. So, yeah. So I think, and these are the parts that, of course, most people do the editing for to get rid of the dead space. All right. Again, we have a lot of foil stamping, so masquerade. So there are going to be some cards that have that, and maybe all of them have some, but it certainly adds some really cool effects to the cards that don't always get caught on camera appropriately, but definitely a pretty cool feature. I always enjoy that on some cards. Cold stamping, I think they call it. So this one, on the back of the box again, this one says it's this is the one that said brings hard answers from the shadows, like a bag of razor blades with a gem inside. It will be worth reaching in for if you commit to the act. Um, sorry, it'll be worth reaching in for if you commit to the act. Even the hardest questions are worth asking. The cards within this deck have been licensed card by card from pre-existing tarot and oracle decks, as is the tradition of the Alleyway decks. So that explains it. That's why we have the mix. These are cards that were created for other decks and have been assembled for the purposes of creating these new decks, which is kind of a cool idea. That's what attracted me to the Alleyway Tarot in the first place. Although, admittedly, it's not actually a system or a deck that I'll go to very frequently, and I think that comes back to the whole concept of having sort of randomized system, another layer of random beyond what you get just by shuffling and drawing cards. This is random in its essence. Everything about it is pulled together from other sources, but it's also a fun way to see a really broad range of cards all in one place. Also, it could lead you to understanding or to finding new decks of interest. If a specific card really resonates with you, you might be able to check that out, find out what deck the card came from, and go get it. Go get the original. So I don't think this deck is available now. I don't think it has gone into production outside of the Kickstarter, um, but I have to think that it probably will. I'm pretty sure the Alleyman Tarot did that. So I don't think this one is just a one-off Kickstarter and then it's gone. If again, go to publishinggoblin.com to check it out. I'll link it in the description below. But I believe in fact, I'm going to take a quick look here and see, because I know you can purchase some things from that website, I believe. Um, so if I go to, they have the normal tarot. So if I go to the Alleyman's tarot, yep. So it says here sales will start at the end of June. Order now. So you can get their previous projects. So I think that'll be the same with this one at some point. I would imagine that they're gonna they probably pause for a little while after the Kickstarter, get everybody's rewards out. This one, I said, last May to June is when the Kickstarter campaign was live. I just received these decks maybe about, I want to say maybe a month ago, something like that. It's been a few weeks anyway. So it took about a year, a little over a year, and which is not uncommon for a Kickstarter project. Um, but it's always fun. I kind of sometimes I like that. You get excited about a project, you back it, and then it sort of fades into the background for a while. And in some cases, I kind of forget about them, and I'll every once in a while I'll remember, oh yeah, I have that, or you'll get an update from the creator or something. Oh yeah, that's coming, that's coming. So build some anticipation. That can be kind of fun in this world of instant gratification, same day deliveries from Amazon and all that sort of thing. So that's quick flip through of that deck. And I'm guessing the book is going to be the same sort of format. I've learned now that I need to keep some scissors or a knife or something next to my setup here, because this plastic is some stubborn stuff. They really sealed this in good. So I'll check out this book real quick, and then we'll hop to the Alleyway Tarot, and we'll see if that follows the same format as just an assembly of cards from other decks and other creators. There we go. All right, so again, very cool style with this June 1966 is the date on the cover there. Yep, looks like, yeah, it's going to be the same basic format. You get an image of the card, and then it does tell you what it's from. This one's from the Reclaim Oracle. Tells you who the creator is, how to find it, a little description. Probably that top description, I'm guessing, is the original from the artist that created it, and then it goes into some more stuff here. These are sort of the Alleyman's notes down here, I think, is what they're depicting. But again, you get the full thing. You get some pages for notes at the back, although this is very glossy stock, so it might be difficult to write in. Either way, interesting and fun. So that is the Oracle of Secrets. All right, one more. Let's check out the Alleyway Tarot. This one just feels like the main event for me. Whether or not that's true, I'm not sure. This box feels a little heavier, but I don't know. Let's find out. Take a look at the back real quick. Oh yeah, 106 card tarot bears the weight of all your divinatory questioning, patchwork, and made up of all the colors, themes, and emotions of life. The Alleyway Tarot gives you the tools you need to ask the hardest questions. The cards within this deck licensed card by card from pre-existing tarot and oracle decks. So same kind of setup here. This one's different as well. All these boxes have been different. This one has a magnetic flap and opens like that. So this is a cool October. So it says October, November, 10 cents, Tales of the Tarot, Alleyway, Stage Fright. So this is like a almost like a playbill. Amorous and intangible. That's fun. Okay, so here's the deck. It is pretty darn big. Seeing some foil stamping again. Looks like it starts with the Hermit, so that feels fitting for the Alleyway, even if we expect the Fool to be first up. There's definitely some Hermit energy in the whole Alleyman arena. Slippery cards. So the card stock, I haven't talked about it much. The card stock is similar to the Alleyman Tarot. If you have that, it's fairly thin. It's flexible enough, and I'll be honest, it feels a little bit insubstantial. I do tend to like thicker card stock, something that has also maybe a little more of a matte finish, maybe not full on rose petal or something, because that can be sometimes difficult. I do like it, but it can be a little bit difficult to shuffle. This is fairly glossy, fairly thin. It's not um, not exactly US games. It's not quite to that level of quality, but it's starting to get there in terms of its feel. Um, so again, we'll do a little flip through here. Um, Interesting that definitely out of order so far, but I don't know how much of that is intentional or if we're in a special section of cards because of the cold stamping foil treatment. But let's take a look here. So that was the Eight of Wands, Seven of Potions. So again, not exactly following standards here. Nine of Butterflies. Sure, all that you would need is going to be in that book based on the other books. But here we have a Fool and a Magician. So we're starting to get into a normal flow here. So I think that was it. I think it was those initial cards were had the stamping. Those were sort of a separate um, batch, which is not uncommon. I think, in fact, in the or Alleyman Tarot, um, all of the special treatment cards like that were actually they were actually frustratingly a different size. So that was a little bit awkward because you can't shuffle them in. They would just they would stand out. So um, you know, for what it's worth, just something to consider. So here we do have some repeat cards, some doubles, Chariot again. Can give you some options so you can build your own deck from that. There may be some other examples like that in here. We'll see. Yeah, Death card, of course. We have a couple different options here. No surprise, I think, maybe with this deck that there's multiple options there. I don't know. What do all of you think about this, mix of styles? Is it something do you have the Alleyman Tarot? Do you read with it? Does how does it play off for you? I mean, it's definitely, I think, maybe an acquired taste. I don't know if this is something that everybody would be drawn to. Um, I just think it's an interesting experiment, and from an artistic point of view, it's just quite a twist on the tarot tradition, which I'm a fan of. That let's spread our wings a little bit and and experiment. This card stock actually feels a little bit different than the stuff that got the cold stamping foil treatment. Maybe not. So here in the minors, we're bound to see some familiar cards from other decks you may have, since this is sourced from a lot of different decks. And again, apologies for the speed if you're hoping for a little bit more of a deep dive. I think um, really there's a lot of cards here to get through in both and on all three decks. I think the idea is I just want to sort of share what's in here, what the contents are for any of you who may be considering picking this up. This can sort of help you, see what you're in for and see if it's something that speaks to you. So I just want to want to get through them fast, and that's the magic of having a pause button if you're curious about looking at any of these a little closer. And, did any of you support one of these projects and not the other? There were lots of different levels within this one to support, but then also, I'm curious about the Alleyman versus the Alleyway. If some of you did get the Alleyman but chose not to get this one, King of Hearts, a little bit of a twist on RWS there. Three of Crayons. 5 of Media. Goodness. Yeah, I could see where this would be potentially a difficult deck to read with. But again, still very interesting from the artistic standpoint. That is a big deck. So a lot of cards in there. A lot of exploring to do. So I will go ahead and finish it out with opening this book and confirming that it's probably going to be the same format as the other two. Again, regretting life choices, not having some sort of bladed instrument here to help me with this plastic, but all right. So here we are again. Very cool. And I don't know if I'm guessing that's original art from the creator of, which, by the way, let's see. Seven Dane Asmund is the artist behind all of this. So you can see some more information on the Publishing Goblin website. So, yep, same format. We get information about the card, what deck it came from, who the creator was, how to get it if you can. I'm guessing not all of these are still in print. That's a lot of different decks. But maybe they are. I don't know. And then you get the accompanying information. So some additional notes in the original text, I think, from the original deck, and then some blank pages at the back. So, okay. Well, that is it, folks. So 3 decks and some very interesting stuff. A lot of different art styles in there, a lot of different twists on tarot in terms of naming conventions, and so just a lot to go through, a lot to think about, and I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. So thanks a lot for watching, and let me know what you think. We'll talk to you soon.